offered in here. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are born and reborn, and return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul.
Here we are, returning again to Shabbat Shuvah, to our Shabbat of return, this holy day in the midst of our days of awe, our Yamim Noraim. Oh, I'm very large up there. That's fun. It is always a little bit weird one, because for us especially, here we are in our new seats. Some of us are sitting in seats that we might be sitting in if we were in the back half of the sanctuary. Some of us like our side seats for the high holy days. But we come to a slightly different place. It really is a beautiful metaphor, sitting here in our expanded sanctuary, to say that today is not like every other Shabbat. We are still here in the midst of the Yamim Noraim, the high holy days, the days of awe, because these are special days, and we'll reflect that through our liturgy as well. We're going to see through our liturgy there will be some additions, especially when we get to the Amidah, so we'll keep a lookout for that in our Mourner's Kaddish as well. And so to keep an eye out for the ways that this Shabbat is different. This Shabbat is special. And next week it'll be special too. Next week it'll be Sukkot. And the week after that, it'll be Simchat Torah. So our Shabbatot are not going back to the ordinary for quite some time. But on this extremely special Shabbat, we get to invite up the Weinsteins, Lisa and Randy, Lenny and Levi and Ellie Weinstein, to celebrate. Come on up. To celebrate Ellie becoming bat mitzvah next week. We're so excited to have you on the bima for the whole time. You're going to head right up to Cantor. As we are on page 120.
I'm going to put you to work, Lisa. You light these candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you, Lisa and Randy and Lenny and Levi. You all can have a seat. But Ellie, we're going to keep you up here for a moment as you're going to lead our congregation in the words of Kiddush. We are on page 123 as we rise.
Don't. You won't. Okay. Are you ready? Hold on, wait. Oh, what do I do? Not yet. Okay, ready. Baruch
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'hava ratzon hinhi lanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishi ki hu yom tehila lamikra kodesh zeher litiyah mitzrayim kivanu v'hart ve'otanu kidasha mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodsha ba'ahava uratzon kinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. What do I do with this?
Asher koach l'chaim.
Okay, you did it.
We may be seated for a moment as I get to invite up Paige to join me on the bima. Hello, Paige. It is such a blessing to have you. Come closer, yeah. It's such a blessing to have you on this bima, to share such a holy space with you. You are a person who has been seeking out holy spaces for quite some time. I remember early on in our discussions towards conversion, you were like, okay, where can I go? What else can I do? What else can I experience in Judaism? And you weren't just asking for fun. You went to sleepaway camp pretty much for like a weekend-long adult sleepaway camp, tribal gatherings. You've been a part of so many different parts of the Chicagoland Jewish community, and it just shows how much passion you have for community. So many people know you and love you and have gotten to know you just in the past year or so because you're the kind of person who puts themselves out there and really says, like, here I am, get to know me because I'm going to show you how much I appreciate you and how much I love you. And so it is such an honor that we get to, in a few moments, officially announce your Hebrew name to our community. But before we do that, you're going to join me up by the ark, and I'm going to ask our community to rise. All the way up. Paige, in front of our Torahs, in front of our holy ark, I have a few questions to ask you. 7 questions reflecting the 7 days of creation, because here we are helping to create a new part of your world. Do you choose to enter the eternal covenant between God and the people of Israel to become a Jew of your own free will?
Yes.
Do you accept Judaism to the exclusion of all other religious faiths and practices?
Yes.
Do you pledge to bring a sense of joy, loyalty, and passion to Judaism and to the Jewish people?
Yes.
Will you strive to establish a Jewish home and to participate actively in the life of the synagogue and the Jewish community?
Yes.
If you should have children, do you promise to raise them as Jews?
Yes.
Do you commit to continually building a meaningful relationship with the Jewish people?
Yes.
And do you commit yourself to the ongoing pursuit of Torah and Jewish knowledge? Well, with that, I'm going to put the Torah in your arms as you will recite the watchword of our faith, the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
I love when people sing it.
Yes.
And so with that, I get to announce for the first time your Hebrew name as Yael. May you be called Yael in all of the biggest, brightest, most beautiful moments of your life, including your wedding in just like, is it a little more than a month?
Less than a month.
Less than a month. And it's so special that you get your Hebrew name now, that you get to be Yael for your wedding as well. So you're going to hang out here as we're going to invite the clergy around to bestow upon you the priestly benediction, saying, thank you, God, for this beautiful moment.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and protect you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Yael, agile and graceful and sturdy and strong, wise and good and loved. May you always feel lifted by a divine presence and feel the support of a loving community. And may that bring you peace. Amen.
Amen.
Simin tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, simin tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, simin tovu, mazel tovu, simin tov. Yehelanu, 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 ulechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, yehelanu, ulechol Yisrael.
You may be seated, even if it's just for a short moment, as we're going to turn to page 138. Number's not on here, but I feel like
It is
I'm right.
138.
Yes, crushed it.
Very good. I did that to test you.
Yeah, thank you. Where we will do Lecha Dodi verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. On the 9th verse, we will rise, imagining the Sabbath bride walking down the aisle to our beautiful wedding with Shabbat.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikavela. Shamor v'zachor v'ribor echad, hishmianu el hamyochad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'liti la lecha
As we turn a few pages forward to page 142 for our words of Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Moachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei
On page 146, we rise for our Baruch Hu leading into the Shema.
Lai, 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Lai, 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 lai.
Page 146.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'aderech u'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti atchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hiot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
So I'll say that the way that our sages designed this Shabbat Shuvah is that it's supposed to last us all the way through not only Yom Kippur, but for us to set our intentions that go all the way through with Sukkot, all the way to Shmini Atzeret, all the way through to Simchat Torah, for this time to be able to begin again. And so on this Shabbat Shuvah, what we're doing is we're introducing all these different aspects of the High Holy Days, not in order for us just to enjoy this Shabbat, but to set ourselves with intention toward each stage of this next year, And so tonight's Shabbat, but in this time where we sing Mi Chamocha, in the melody of the High Holy Days, we're reminded that this still is a time to begin again.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot osei chesed. Malchutecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Zeili anu ve'ameru, Adonai lo le'olam amen.
Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Hashkivenu, page 160.
Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai. Do you hear yourselves? Lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim.
We turn now to page 100 and something.
64.
164. And as we do, I just want to share that there are these inserts for Shabbat Shuvah that we find here. And the whole idea of Shabbat Shuvah is turning to these parts of ourselves where we find the divine spark within. So I'll share this poem by Yehuda Halevi, which really does then speak to what we're looking for. The poet writes, "Where might I find you, O God, exalted, hidden one? Yet where would I not go to find you, ever-present, eternal one? My heart cries out to you, please draw near to me. And the moment I reach out for you, may I find you reaching in for me." Again, page 164. Thank you for that.
No, I've been testing you guys tonight. I apologize.
Please rise.
Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo, V'Ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham v'Ezrat Sarah, Zochreinu l'chaim, Melech Hafetz b'chaim, V'chotvenu בספר החיים למענך אלוהים חיים. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. ומידו מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, מי כמוך אב הרחמים, זוכר יצוריו לחיים ברחמים, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני המלך הקדוש.
A kavanah, an invitation to our silent prayer. I stand here, ready to begin again, to follow this road of dust that stretches before me, but I cannot see where it bends and splits and turns in on itself. I've walked this road before, returned here again and again, and yet the road is still mystery. I am meant to follow with open hands and open heart, to feel the quickening of my blood that moves in equal time with joy and fear and love, my grief and my ecstasy, so that I may claim them all as they have claimed me, so that I may dance at the gates and be whole. We continue now in silent prayer, and when you're finished with your silent prayer, please be seated if you've been standing.
ספר חיים ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה נזכר נכתב tovim u'shalom. Baruch atah Adonai, osei
Those of us who suffer from chronic illness know what it is to have return. Those of us who struggle with chronic illness, emotional, physical, mental, know what it feels like to come back and revisit that pain and also to feel our strength. So I'm going to share a poem from Morgan Harper Nichols that helps, at least for me, to remember what the times are like both in the darkness and in the light. Shadows fall like midnight on your shoulders, but those shadows will have no grip on you, for they are doomed to be drowned out by light. And you might feel their heaviness weighing down on your knees, making it harder to walk or to breathe. But you will be all right, for you are still learning that you are strong. You are still a capable, thriving being, even in a shadow-lined pace. And so as we think of those who are ill, who are in need of healing, in need of comfort, we think of them now and we share their names. And tonight, as we pray for their healing, we turn to page 677 and just recite this line, maybe an additional line too, that Moses once prayed for his sister Miriam, praying to God to heal her, to heal them, to heal us.
Shabbat Shalom. Judaism, I think, is so focused on helping us develop our relationships with time. I often explain that the rituals that we do are about putting a picture frame around time. We take moments to frame time, to slow down, and to say, this moment is gorgeous, or this moment is important. We do this when we're celebrating a bat mitzvah. We say, look how incredible it is that this person is growing. We do this when we say the mourner's Kaddish, when we show up for a yahrzeit, and we reflect on the way that time has moved since we've lost a loved one. And we do this when we're celebrating holidays, and we lean into the seasons, into the way that time passes, and we create memories around the seasons and around how time changes. This part of the year, this season, is when we get into an almost frenzied relationship with time in the Jewish calendar. We're asked to say, how do we want to spend time in the upcoming year? How do we want to slow it down? How do we want to cherish it? We have a little tradition that we're developing, and by tradition I mean we did it last year and we're doing it again this year, so now it's officially a tradition, that at Shabbat Shuvah, at the time between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we read a short story or a vignette that helps us reflect on this moment in time. So I'm very excited to share with you an excerpt from the book Einstein's Dreams. It's by Alan Lightman. Is anyone familiar with this book? Has anyone read it? Got one? Yes. It's a beautiful book. Somebody gifted it to me when I was in college, and then somebody gifted me a second copy when I started at Temple Sholom, and they said, this is a book that rabbis should have. And I think that not just rabbis should have this book, everybody should have this book. It's a collection of vignettes about our relationship to time. So I'm excited to share with you. In this world, there are two times. There is mechanical time and there is body time. The first is as rigid and metallic as a massive pendulum of iron that swings back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The second squirms and wriggles like a blue fish in a bay. The first is unyielding, predetermined. The second makes its mind up as it goes along. Many are convinced that mechanical time does not exist. When they pass a giant clock, they don't see it, nor do they hear its chimes while sending packages or strolling between flowers. They wear watches on their wrists, but only as ornaments or as courtesies to those who would give timepieces as gifts. They do not keep clocks in their houses. Instead, they listen to their heartbeats. They feel the rhythms of their moods and desires. Such people eat when they are hungry, go to their jobs at the millinery or the chemist's whenever they wake from their sleep, make love all hours of the day. Such people laugh at the thought of mechanical time. They know that time moves in fits and starts. They know that time struggles forward with a weight on its back when they are rushing an injured child to the hospital or bearing the gaze of a neighbor wronged. And they know too that time darts across the field of vision when they are eating well with friends or receiving praise or lying in the arms of somebody they love. Then there are those who think that their bodies don't exist. They live by mechanical time. They rise at 7 o'clock in the morning. They eat their lunch at noon and their supper at 6. They arrive at their appointments on time precisely by the clock. They work 40 hours a week, read the Sunday paper on Sunday, play chess on Tuesday nights. When their stomach growls, they look at their watch to see if it is time to eat. When they begin to lose themselves in a concert, they look at the clock above the stage to see when it will be time to go home. They know that the body is not a thing of wild magic, but a collection of chemicals, tissues, and nerve impulses. Thoughts are no more than electrical surges in the brain. Sadness no more than a bit of transfixed acid in the cerebellum. In short, the body is a machine, subject to the same laws of electricity and mechanics as an electron or clock. As such, the body must be addressed in the language of physics. And if the body speaks, it is speaking only of so many levers and forces. The body is a thing to be ordered, not obeyed. Taking the night air along a river, one sees evidence for two worlds in one. A boatman gauges his position in the dark by counting seconds drifted in the water's current. 1 3 meters, 2 6 meters, 3 9 meters. His voice cuts through the black in clean and certain syllables. Beneath a lamppost, two brothers who have not seen each other for a year stand and drink and laugh. The bell of St. Vincent's Cathedral sings 10 times. In seconds, light in the apartments lining the river wink out in a perfect mechanized response like the deductions of Euclid's geometry. Lying on the riverbank, two people in love look up lazily, awakened from a timeless sleep by distant bells, surprised to find that night has come. When the two times meet, desperation. Where the two times go their separate ways, contentment. For miraculously, a barrister, a nurse, a baker can make a world in either time, but not in both times. Each time is true, but the truths are not the same. Shabbat Shalom. I invite us now to rise in body and in spirit and in time, and to turn to page 586 for our Aleinu L'Shabeach.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה לארצי בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. We take a moment now for memory, for bringing into the room the presence of those we are missing and the presence of those we have lost and love. If there's somebody who you're remembering tonight whose name you would like to share out loud, and by doing so honor their memory, please do so as I pass my hand around the room. We add to those names Ivan Cushion, Natalie Ross, Joseph Kramer, Ira Seltzer, Norman Rosen, Ronald Bernard Charfus, Dr. Lauren Berland, Irving Abramowitz, Philip Abramowitz, Roger Appel, Alan April, Margaret April, Eleanor Barnett, Clara Bassler, Charlotte Brown, Rhoda Cohen, Nancy Cohen, Gloria Copeland, Massia Krasko, Hal Buddy Dune, Francis Eisenberg, Pearl Freilich, Isidore Friedman, Norman First, Melvin Gelman, Jack Gilmore, William Ginsberg, Florence Gore, Jesse Heyman, Francis Ardman Hilton, Seymour Kessler, Annette Kimmelman, Victor Kripman, Beatrice Leibovitz, Ronald Lewis, Hilda Lizelle, Marcia Lippitz, Thomas Roberts McMillan, Arlen Miner, Joshua Narens, Jean Early Neesmith, Lydia Pasternak, Louis Persky, Shirley Pesses, James Peterson, Carlos Guillermo Rozawi, Sydney Rotman, Joseph Rubin, Sydney Rudnick, Elizabeth Betsy Sterenfeld, Elaine Stone Colburn, John Turini, Carmen Trujillo, Ronald Wolfe, and Shirley Zaremski. May their memories be for a blessing. We rise in body and in spirit and turn to page 598 for our mourner's Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agalau v'zman kari v'imru. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach leolam v'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnosei, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudashah, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, v'amiran b'yalma v'imru. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Useh shalom imromav, v'yaseh shalom alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom imromav. Ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru imru. Amen.
Please be seated.
It's fun to be up here. And for those of you who are here in the congregation, you don't realize that at home, all people are seeing, oh, you do see this. That where it's kind of fun. Maybe we should just come into the frame. There we go. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you, Drake. I have a sense that was you, so thank you. And by the way, Drake, Shabbat Sholom. And we love you. So tonight we want to let you know some of the things that are coming up in the congregation. I think one of the ones that most of us are most excited for is the Weinstein Bat Mitzvah in just a little over a week. So we can hardly wait to celebrate with you and your family. Mazal Tov.
And Rabbi, a little magic trick's going to happen right before where this bima is going to go back to where it was, and then a sukkah will appear.
Wow.
Very proud of you, Ellie.
And well, before then, we have, of course, Kol Nidre services at 7:30, mixed presence here, of course. And then on Monday morning, we have our 9 a.m. family service, our 11 a.m. congregational service. And since I have it up here, we have some incredible learning sessions on Yom Kippur Day, including a study session with Lily and Judah Ginsburg on the trees my ancestors planted for me. I'm really excited about that. I know Lily's here. Education on the current migrant situation in Chicago, and we just found out today that we're going to be joined by Alderman Matt Martin for that one. We have music and meditation in this space with Rabbi Conover and Cantor Ben David. We have a meditative nature walk and an opportunity to make our community smaller. But that's a training on connecting with and supporting isolated individuals at Temple Sholom with Rabbi Singer and Andrea Jacobs. So there's a lot of really exciting opportunities in the middle of the day on Yom Kippur.
So, and we'll just say that's at 1:30. So for some of us, we love that stretch of the day, talk about time, to be able to not rush anywhere. So that as a congregation, we pray together at 11 o'clock. We then learn together in different ways at 1:30. At 3 o'clock is our Yizkor service. And then we start to begin to have our afternoon service from there. Our high school students help to lead some of the afternoon services, which is just beautiful. So we look forward to spending that day and then swaying with you for that final Havdalah at the very end of all of that. We won't say what time that'll be.
So, crazily enough, next week Yom Kippur will be over, which is just wild. And then we'll be on to Sukkot. And we have a lot of really exciting community gatherings happening for Sukkot. We have a Tot Shabbat at 5 p.m. next, I guess 2 Fridays from now, the 29th. No, next Friday.
No, next
Next Friday.
What day is it? We have Sukkot next Friday, the 29th, Tot Shabbat. There will be a Sukkot celebration for the entire congregation that Friday night, in which we'll have a lot of autumnal treats in the sukkah and celebration together.
Autumnal, that was amazing.
Yes.
I've used that word.
You don't even have to be in the autumnal state of life,
No.
stage of life to enjoy those trees.
Any age. And then on Saturday, September 30th, we'll have our Sukkot Festival service with Yizkor at 6:15 p.m. on Saturday, September 30th.
That doesn't feel
That's
right to
9
me.
a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more like 9 a.m.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'll be. 9 a.m.
we're all body time people, if
Yeah.
you can tell. And then if you have never decorated a sukkah before and you would like to be part of decorating the sukkah at Temple Sholom, next Thursday we are going to have a sukkah decorating party with pizza and pasta and glue and tape and things for people of truly all ages. It is honestly mostly adults who are coming, so which is wonderful and what we need and want. So if you would like to come to this sukkah decorating party, please come up to me after the service and I will write your name down and then I will send you the information.
I will just say, if you are a Charfus child or a Weinstein child, with that kind of maturity, we for sure want you
Yeah.
there too.
Everyone is welcome. We would love to have you there. We are also next Tuesday, the Tuesday of Sukkot, doing a Makom couples dinner in the sukkah. So if you're in your 20s and 30s and you're a young couple who wants to hang out with other young couples in the Makom age range, please join us for an awesome dinner in the sukkah.
I have one more announcement, which is on Monday morning when we're all going to bring back our paper bags that we received on Rosh Hashanah. We're going to bring them back full of groceries and non-perishable foods for, well, not perishable groceries, but bringing them back for our partners at Nourishing Hope. We need a couple of volunteers, some able-bodied folks who would like to help to bring those bags to the truck. So if you're interested in that, please come find me at Oneg. Thanks.
So those of you who thought that this service felt a little shorter, now we just lengthened it by, probably a third. So thank you so much for listening to all of these, and we can't wait to see you at each one of these events in the coming days.
I expect you to return again on Sunday evening. For some of you, it'll be tomorrow morning. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are born and reborn and return again, return again, return to the land of your soul.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Please join us in the Lakeshore lobby right behind you for Oneg, for signing up for many temple activities. We can't wait to see you again soon. Shabbat Shalom.